What's up, traders? Zach here from the Trading Network. Hope you guys are doing well. This is yet another video from the community request playlist, and this video is going to be discussing defining targets and or allowing trades to run instead of taking profit too soon. So in a nutshell, I'm basically just going to break down my thought process on entering a trade, managing a trade, etc. And hopefully it will give you guys a little bit of insight on how my mind is working when we are in the heat of the moment in the market. So I've got some playback pulled up here. Basically just going to look for a trade entry, see if I can get some oscillators curling, crossing up, some good candlestick structure. You guys know the deal. So we'll give it a little bit. This is just a few minutes after the open here on May 9th, so yesterday. So I will take that. Got good candlestick structure, good oscillator structure, etc. So let's say that I wanted to make this into a longer trade. So I put on 2 contracts. Basically what I'm doing is I have my order entry quantity set to 1. So I'm hitting my hotkey twice, entering 2. I mean, I could enter 3, 4, whatever here. And you can right click and separate. So the way that I have my screen share set up, you guys can't see me actually right clicking on it. But what you want to do if you have something like this, let me do this. You can combine these orders and stack them and unstack them. So I have this 3S sell limit here. So I'm going to right click and then I'm going to hover over one of them and go to increase price, and that just separates these orders. Going to do it again. Boom. So now I have 3 separate orders, right? So first things first, from a risk management perspective, I am risking 30 points on this trade, right? So I at least want to target 30 points, which would be 12,470, right? So for a 1-to-1, I'm good at 12,471, right? So I've got 1 there. Now, my trade management and my targets and my risk management are all based on major levels, right? So you can see that I have my stop loss below the first lower deviation of VWAP, below the value area low from the overnight, which also is the opening range low, as well as the 200 simple moving average, right? So I'm protected by these levels, and now I want to target these higher levels. So let's target 543, okay? And since that's a pretty large trade, I can go ahead, here I'll move these and I'll show you guys. You can stack these orders. So you have to have it on the exact tick, but if you separate, you can reattach them, okay? So I'm going to pause this real quick. So this is how I'm, setting my take profits. I'm making sure I'm always front running major levels. I'm never putting it like right at a major level, because you're always more likely to get hit on your target if you're front running instead of having your target right on top of a level. So, if I was targeting first upper deviation, I would have my target like right there, right, not on the green line, but right below it there. Okay. Same thing with London Open. If I wanted to target London opening range low, I wouldn't have it right here directly on top of it. I'd probably have it 5 to 10 points below it, something like that. Okay, so that's how I'm choosing my target levels. And it's basically, for me, I do no guesswork with my targets, because all of my target levels are automatically plotted for me, whether it's on the profile and then I'm just copying them from the profile. Like there's 519, I could use that as a target too. Boom, right? I'm always using a pre-plotted level. I'm never like just guessing or randomly taking profit. I always have a method to my madness, if you will. Now, with that said, one thing that is important to keep in mind is we're not always going to hit our targets, and we always want to have a contingency plan, if you will. And my contingency plan is typically exiting on a local top if I'm long. So if I was playing that game, then I probably would have closed this trade right here when this candle closed below the low of this candle. So if I missed that, let's click play and I'll show you guys how I would manage this otherwise. So I'd be waiting, and if this candle comes and closes below the low of this, I'm out. I will manually close my trade, and I'll just take my profit. So until I see, you know, another local top, I won't exit. And that's a way that you can manually, actively manage your trade, you know, because we're not always going to hit our take profit. So right there, boom, I'm out. And I exited because this candle right here closed below the low of this. That's a local top, and that's plenty of profit for me on this trade, right? So I entered here. I even scaled in a little bit. First target there, 1-to-1. Close the rest because we put in a top. Didn't wait for price to move up and hit my targets, and that's okay. I am a scalp trader. I want to have less risk exposed in the market as much as I possibly can. And less time in the market equals less risk in my eyes. So if I can get into a trade and manage it mechanically, you know, you notice that I didn't just feel scared, so I exited, right? I exited because the candlestick structure, according to my plan, told me to exit. And whether you do that here or here or here, it doesn't really matter as long as you have a plan, as long as you use the candlestick structure to your advantage, right? And this kind of goes hand in hand with the other video I made that discusses candlestick structure on entering a trade. It's the same thing on exiting a trade. I exit the trade on a local top if I'm long. I exit the trade on a local low if I'm short, right? So for instance, if I got short here on this local top, stop loss above here, and I saw this candle close above the top of this, I'm out. It's that. It's literally that simple, okay? So practice this. Get on the playback, spot local highs, local lows, use them to enter and exit, especially, I mean, we even had some divergence forming here too. So pay attention to the oscillators as well, because that will give you further probability and information to give you confidence in what you're doing as far as your trade management goes. So I really hope this helps. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. As always, again, trying to keep them short and sweet, but packed with information. So let me know if I'm doing a good job of that. Your feedback is very valuable to me. And you guys taking the time to watch these videos is extremely valuable to me as well. So thank you very much on both of those fronts. Thank you guys very much for being a part of the trading network in general. I appreciate you very much, and I will see you in the next video. Much love.